It has ended as a draw between Arsenal and Bayern Munich at the Emirates, and there is all to play for at the at Allianz Arena when Arsenal will be visiting the German club in Germany to face them in the second leg. That is will be on 17th of April. The first leg have ended as a draw, a 2-2 draw, with Arsenal having a chance of winning the game, but they failed to capitalize. They dominated the game. They dominated Bayern Munich from first minute to the last minute. They scored the first goal through Bukayo Saka, scored the first goal in the 12th minute. But Bayern Munich through Serge Gnabry, who has been, prolific when facing London teams. Yesterday I said he's been playing so well and scoring goals against London clubs. He scored goals against Chelsea, against Tottenham Hotspur, and also against Arsenal. And well, he scored against today. Remember, Arsenal was his former club before he moved to West Brom on loan and to Bayern, to I think Wolfsburg, and then to Bayern Munich. So in the 80th minute, Gnabry equalized for Bayern, and Harry Kane through penalty gave Bayern Munich a 2-1 lead at the halftime. With that goal scored by Harry Kane, that was his 6th goal against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. He is the player with most goals, that is 6 goals scored as the Emirates Stadium. A non-Arsenal player with most goals at the Emirates Stadium since the stadium was set up in 2006. It's quite a good record because we know Harry Kane has been prolific, and he's been scoring goals when facing Arsenal when he was playing for Bayern Munich for Tottenham Hotspur, and the record continues when playing for Bayern. Arsenal were 2-1 down going in the halftime break, but they had a good game in the first half. Despite going 2-0 down in the first half, they had a good game. The first goal was scored through a mistake it was a defensive error by Jacob Kiwior. He received a pass from Gabriel, but he had a mistouch, and Bayern Munich capitalizes on it. And then the goal scored through penalty was a mistake, a challenge by none other than Saliba on Gnabry, and Harry Kane never misses from this penalty spot and scored his goal, the 6th goal against Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium. So the second half, Arsenal came up with a good game plan. They dominated Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich had no shot on target in the second half. I don't think they had one. Arsenal had 4 shots on target by the time they scored their 32nd goal through Leandro Trossard. I can give Gabriel Jesus his flowers. He played so well for the goal. I can say it was a great. Sometimes assist is always better than the goal, and this time round I can say his assist was amazing. He dropped Bayern Munich defenders on the floor and made it easy for Leandro Trossard, who never misses from that kind of area, and he capitalized on it and made Arsenal take Arsenal to a 2-2 draw going to Allianz Arena next week. So it's still a 50-50 chance. Any team can qualify at the moment. Arsenal can qualify, and Bayern Munich can still qualify. I know they are going away, and that home advantage is against them next week. So it's a draw. I think the winners of this game is Bayern Munich. They were playing away from home, and they've managed to avoid a defeat against a team who are tremendous this season, that is Arsenal. We know Bayern Munich, they've had a shambolic season, a terrible season, a season to forget, as they're going to miss on the German Bundesliga title for the first time in 11 years. So coming in at the Emirates Stadium and managing to come out or to go back home without a defeat and carrying in a 2-2 draw against a superior team in England this season, it's a win for them, and I think it will work as a motivation for them when facing Arsenal at home next week, and also it will be a form of preparation so they know what to expect next season against the Arsenals. It was their first time playing against Arsenal in a competitive match since 2017, and football has changed a lot, and Arsenal has changed. It's not the same Arsenal they used to play, and also Bayern Munich have changed a lot. It is not the same Bayern Munich that we used to know quite 1 or 2 years ago. And I think Arsenal, I can say they have let them down, and they are not disappointed. I know Mikel Arteta and Arsenal players, they are disappointed not to come out with a win against Bayern Munich at home, because they know going away at the Allianz Arena expecting to win, it's not going to be an easy match, because they also need to fight for the title as they are playing on the weekend. And Bayern Munich, they have got nothing to lose as far as the league is concerned, as the league has already been won by that is Bayer Leverkusen, as they only need 3 points and just one win to be announced as the winners of the German Bundesliga for the first time in their club history. Over the weekend, Arsenal will be facing Aston Villa in the Premier League as they look to tighten their spot in the top of the table. And Aston Villa, who are fourth in the league, will not be an easy match for the Arsenal, because it will provide a new challenge for Mikel Arteta's men. Remember, the first leg was played at Villa Park, and it ended as a loss for the Arsenal, who lost the game 1-0. And coming into this weekend football, they need to win, and Aston Villa also need to qualify for the Champions League. So it's going to be a difficult match for Arsenal, and I can say they've brought this to themselves, this pressure now, because they're now under pressure to win the next 2 games against Bayern Munich and against Aston Villa. These next 2 games are going to be crucial for Arsenal. It's going to define their season. If they lose one of these games, it's going to be a terrible outcome for them. But if they win all the 2 games, it's going to be a good run, because losing against Aston Villa means that if Liverpool and Manchester City win their games, they will be third, and losing against Bayern Munich means that they'll be out of the Champions League. But winning against Aston Villa will mean that they will remain top of the league, and winning against Bayern Munich will mean that they will qualify for the next round of the Champions League, that is the semi-final, and will face either Real Madrid or Manchester City. So the next 2 games are crucial for Arsenal, and they need to turn up. They need to play their best game against Aston Villa, at least to relieve the pressure they have at the moment. I know 2-2 draw is not a bad result, it's not a loss, but still playing 2-2 draw at home against Bayern Munich team, who they are very strong at home, and they can upset you, is very not good enough. As I said earlier, Arsenal and Bayern Munich will be facing each other again in the second leg of the Champions League. Will be played on Wednesday next week, on the 17th of April. And Bayern Munich have gone back home with a 2-2 draw. And remember, there is no away goal in the Champions League at the moment. You have to win the game in aggregate. You have to win the game in aggregate, yes, for you to qualify. There will be no away goal, so Bayern Munich must win for them to qualify. There is no away goal that we can say, what, let's play out for a nil draw and then qualify. No, it's going to be a must win for both teams. If they draw, they're going to be extra time and penalties. So but I think the game will be decided in the 90th minutes, and I think we will see a different Bayern Munich at home next week, and Arsenal will also expect a different Bayern Munich, because Bayern, they might decide to rest their players on weekend because they are facing Cologne, and I don't think they really care about the league at the moment. The league's gone, and their chance for qualifying for the Champions League, they'll qualify. So I think they might fill out their sub team against Cologne, because they don't want to risk injuries for the star players to miss the Arsenal game at home. So I'll be going for, it's going to be a tough match, by the way. I can't predict who's going to win. Like I said, I can't predict the first leg, because they are going to be crazy games, and they are crazy games, as we can see the 10 goals scored in 2 matches. It's crazy enough. So I think Bayern Munich versus Arsenal at the Allianz Arena will also be a very interesting game to watch.